Let's do a quick lesson on resolution and frame rate. Much like how photographs can be printed in different sizes measured by inches, videos can be captured in different sizes measured by pixels. Pixels are tiny squares that make up the screens of digital devices. The more pixels you capture in, the higher definition your video will be. High definition video these days commonly include 1920 by 1080 pixels, which is also referred to as 1080p. Now, some devices can even capture in 4K definition, which is 3,840 by 2,160 pixels. The term 4K stands for 4,000, which is 3,840 rounded up to the nearest thousand. If your recording device has an option to record in 4K, just note that 4K footage can only be viewed on a monitor that supports 4K. Also, the higher the resolution, the larger the video file will be, which can impact the video file transfer speed to your computer and the overall ability for your computer to process these large files when editing your video. Now, let's talk about frame rate. If you think about a film strip, each cell in the strip is a frame. When the film projects, the number of those cells or frames that are shown in 1 second determines the frame rate. Therefore, frame rate is the number of frames captured per second. Common frame rates include 24 frames per second, 30 frames per second, and 60 frames per second. 24 is good to use for videos that are going on the web or social media, as it keeps the file size down. Since there are less frames captured, movement can appear smoother and have a more cinematic look. 30 is a great middle ground. Motion will appear more crisp, which is why a lot of television shows choose 30 frames per second as their frame rate. 60 frames per second creates large file sizes, as you are technically capturing double the amount of frames per second as the standard 24 or 30 frames per second. You would choose 60 frames per second if you wanted to incorporate slow motion into your video, as you have more frames to work with when slowing down footage without making it look choppy.